Don't scroll past this, because this week you're about to discover that the book of Revelation doesn't start at the end, it starts at the beginning. Welcome to your church. It is Wednesday. We are going over the Sabbath school lesson in a 7-minute summary. It will be quick. You will notice that I'm in a different place. I'm here in Nasoka Pine Ranch. It is the summer camp location for the Carolina Conference. And we're here with the youth and young adult team from the Southern Union, praying, gathering, and just asking for the Lord for direction as we serve thousands and thousands of young people in our territory. Well, things are different. I am wearing this very special hat, by the way, that was gifted to me by Pastor Lucas in the Laurel Church, who just came back from a mission trip in Arizona with their young people, and it's been amazing. But we are here to study the lesson. So we are going to jump right in. Have you ever wanted something so badly only to regret it later? That's the story of human government. Before we dive into beasts and Babylon, let's take a moment to just breathe. It's important to be still and know that He is God. To say together, be still and know that He is God. This lesson is about kingdoms rising and falling, but it's also about the king who never loses his throne. On Sunday, Nimrod and Nineveh, you see rebellion that will look like progress. Nimrod was mighty. He was strong before the Lord, but that doesn't mean righteous. His name literally means we will rebel. His building projects included cities such as Babylon and Nineveh, centers of idolatry and oppression. Have you ever been impressed by something only to later realize that it was only built on the wrong foundation? If you go to Genesis chapter 10, verses 8 through 12, that's the key takeaway. Just because something is big, just because something is powerful, it does not mean that it's blessed. On Monday, we see Abraham's call. God's plan is personal. God doesn't just want another empire. He responds with one man. He says, Abram, go. He doesn't give him a map. He gives him a mission. Where is God calling you today to step out in faith? Even if you can't see the full picture, the world builds Babel, God builds people. Now tell us in the comments, how is God calling you to step out in faith? On Tuesday, we see that given what you ask, you have to be careful about what you pray for. Israel begged for a king. God warned them, be intentional about your prayer life. Go to God and ask Him, are we asking, Lord, what will you have with my life? Or are we asking the Lord, Lord, here is what I want from you? You see, the people of Israel, they begged and they prayed for a king. And at that time, in order to teach them a lesson of trust and resilience and faithfulness, God grants it to them. But they still said, we want to be like the other nations. Sometimes God gives us what we want in order to show us what we truly need. And we see in 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 7 through 18. So what's something you thought would fix everything, but ended up costing more than anything? It costs more than you gave. It costs your mind and your heart. On Wednesday, the rulers of the Gentiles, we see that power has the power to corrupt. Jesus says in Matthew chapter 20, the rulers of the Gentiles, they will lord it over them, but not so with you. You see, leadership in the kingdom, it's upside down. Greatness equals servanthood. Power isn't for lording. It's for lifting and serving. So tag someone in the comments who leads like Jesus, not with ego, but with humility. Let us know in the comments, what's your takeaway from the lesson this week? On Thursday, we studied that a light to the Gentiles, that God's people aren't better. They're brighter. They're called to serve and to share. Israel wasn't chosen to boast. They were chosen to bless. And in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, God calls His people to come out of Babylon, not to isolate, but to illuminate. And in Isaiah chapter 49, verse 6, we say that we are not the judges of the world. We are called the light of the world, to light up this place of darkness. And on Friday, as we wrap up, there is one kingdom that lasts. Babylon rises, Rome falls, statues they break, beasts devour. But Daniel 2:44 says, in the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will what? Never be destroyed. So whose kingdom are you building? Is it the one that fades away or the one that stands forever? So let us know. Drop a comment down below and tell us, what was your takeaway for this week? What have you learned? How would you summarize this lesson? For the truth is, don't let the news and the headlines shake you. God wrote the end of this story, and his kingdom wins. Next week, we keep building. It's the same kingdom. It's the same king. It's this everlasting kingdom. Can't wait to see you next week as we continue to briefly cover the Sabbath school lesson. For we know that kingdoms rise and fall. However, our God, King of Kings, will always be in control. May you have a blessed middle and end of your week, and we can't wait to see you. Don't forget, on Friday at 7 with Pastor Michael and the 7 churches, but also next week on Wednesday or Thursday, we'll be uploading a video doing the summary of the Sabbath school lesson. May you have a blessed day, and we'll see you soon.